We're going to start with questions from homeworks. If anybody has anything, be happy to take a few minutes here and hit up some questions from homework. Will.
For the 6 trig functions, when there's a fraction that's like greater or less than 0, how do you know, like let's say 2 pi over 7 is greater than 0, how do you know how that compares to the rest of the wheel chart that we're given?
So 2 pi over 7 isn't a unit circle angle, so you couldn't do anything with it on the unit circle, nor is it a multiple of a unit circle angle. So I think you're thinking of something different. Are you thinking about the worksheet?
No.
No.
I'm thinking of a different fraction.
Okay. While Will's looking for that, is there anyone else that has a question that we want to deal with while he's searching his records? Yeah. If you don't, it's okay. It's no big deal. All right, Will, you find it? Okay, maybe this will just turn into an individual question later on.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, hold on. Maybe he's got it.
Pi over 2.
Pi over 2. What about it?
So it says like secant data is greater than 0. So like secant.
So you can't theta greater than 0, and then what else?
It says tangent data is greater than 0.
Okay.
So
Then what?
then that's just what the question says. Then it asks for quadrant for 2.
Oh, sure.
Y over x.
Yep. So remember, we're just doing all silly turtles crawl. So for example, tangent is positive in the A and T for all and T for tangent. Secant is positive the same place. Cosine is positive. So A and, oh, thank you. So A and C.
Oh, so the common denominator.
So we're in quadrant 1.
Because secant's 1 and 4.
Yep. Same as cosine because they're reciprocals.
Okay.
So a number and its reciprocal are positive in the same place, right? If a number is positive, its reciprocal is positive because it's just 1 over.
Oh, okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's it. NBD, right? Okay. Next class, we have our first chapter test. If you look in your content library, I have under test info, I have a description of kind of what you should expect on your test. So you have 14 total questions. If we look at the last page of the review, those will be the location for the given formulas on the test. You should be able to convert from degrees to radians or radians to degrees, giving answers in terms of pi if asked. Should be able to solve for arc length, radius, or central angle, given 2 of the 3. Oh, so if I'm looking at the review packet, question 1 is like just converting, right? Question 2 is arc length, and so is question 3, are both kind of arc length formula questions. You should be able to use SOHCAHTOA to write 6 trig ratios given a right triangle. If I look at my review, that looks a lot like questions 4 and 5. Given a point on the terminal side of a standard position angle, write the 6 trig functions. If I go and I look at my review, that looks a lot like question 9. Given 1 trig ratio and the sine of a second, write the other 5 trig ratios. That looks a lot like question 11 here, or the back side of the worksheet that I gave you guys last time. And use the unit circle to find the exact value of a trig function. That looks a lot like question 10 from the review. So that's kind of the format or the types of questions you'll be asked to deal with come test time. Any clarifications there? Okay. Will the review pretty closely resemble the kinds of questions that will be on the test? Yup.
Yes.
Will there be things on the review that aren't on the test? Yup. Is that okay? Sure. Now, if you remember, for this class, you guys are able to make a half sheet of notes that you can use on your test. So again, I've dropped into your OneNote some ideas of things that I would probably want to make sure that I put on my note card. Mainly for my notes, I want to make sure that anything that requires memorization I got on there, because I don't want to have to worry about memorizing stuff. So I put down on here, you should have the conversion factor from degrees to radians or radians to degrees. Make sure you know the reciprocal definition for like cosecant, secant, cotangent. Know what the S are and theta are in those arc length formulas. Seemed like we had some trouble with that on the homework quiz. You should definitely know the 3 different definitions for sine, cosine, and tangent. So the right triangle definition is SOHCAHTOA. Then you have the point on the terminal side of a standard position angle definition, which I've listed below. And I noted here that to find r squared is x squared plus y squared. And then there's the unit circle definition, which I've written down here below. And then I wrote all silly turtles crawl as something else that you probably want to have written down, knowing which quadrant the trig functions are positive or negative. So again, you can make a half sheet, so a standard size like 7 by 11 or 7.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Just cut it in about half. You can write on both sides. You put anything you want on it. These are the formulas that I would recommend at minimum you get on there. Can you put example problems on there? Yes. Can you put anything you want on there? Yes.
Can you just do one full sheet, not right on the back?
No, because then I'd have to check the back of everybody's sheet to make sure they just wrote on one side. If I do half sheets until you can write anywhere, then I don't have to check the backs. It's less flipping for me. So find a partner, split your sheet of paper, NBD, or save it for next time if you're not a sharer. You know, whatevs. Don't waste the half sheet. I have scissors in the cup if you want to cut. I don't know. I'm not too picky about if you just kind of tear halfway-ish. It's fine. Now, to be eligible to use this half sheet of notes, 2 things have to happen. 1, I need your half sheet by the end of the day today. 2, you must be present on the day of the test. So if you miss the test day, you void getting to use your half sheet. Everybody's cool? Okay. The remainder of our time here today, you can spend working on your half sheet or working on your review. Yes, sir?
We're going to get to use this?
Yes. You'll get a unit circle. I will never ask you to memorize a unit circle. You'll never have to put it on a half sheet. It'll always be something that's given to you. One other thing. Hold on. One other thing. This morning, I checked in your most recent problem sets. So check your mind order day. Make sure that if you thought you had everything turned in correctly, that I was able to see it on my end. If I wasn't and you want to take care of that now, you're welcome to come up and talk to me. We can get things straightened out right now. Otherwise, half sheet and or review. Yes. It is part of the problem set for Sunday. So it's part of Sunday's problem set will be the review. If you look on the One note though, the key for the review is also posted, so you can check as you go. Cool? Hi.